Hey, Dad.
Daddy.
Daddy.
All right, guys, welcome back to your favorite dad podcast. I'm your host, Prince. And today we got a special episode. We're going to dive into what it means to father from a distance. Not all dads get the opportunity to tuck their kids into bed at night. And this guest today I have, he don't get that opportunity to tuck his kids into bed at night. Today's guest is my guy, Angel. I appreciate you for coming on
Always,
and
bro. Thank you for
wanting
having
to
me.
express yourself and let everybody know what it's like for you from your side. So, what does it mean being a dad to you?
I mean, honestly, being a dad is, to me, it's everything. Like, I personally, is a way to channel, your love, I feel like, into a whole nother human that makes you want to be better yourself. Like, it makes you want to push yourself further. Like, it's like one of those things that you can't, you don't know the love until you, actually have.
Growing up, did you have your dad in your life?
Yeah. So I grew up with both parents, like my whole entire life. I lived without my dad for a little short time frame, and then, he ended up coming back. But yeah, majority of my life, yeah, it was both my parents.
Okay,
So
so
I had that dynamic of both parent
you know
household.
what it felt like to grow up in a house and have your dad with you, and not only having your dad but having both parents be
Yeah,
existed in your life. So
yeah.
right,
So that's why I wanted the same thing for my child.
yeah, that's what. Especially, see, you actually know what it was like to have it, so you know what it like. Yeah, like I want to give that to my kid.
Yeah,
Like for me, for instance, I didn't know what it was like to have it, so I knew I wanted to give it to my kids. So it can transpire in both ways. Like someone who grew up with it, they know, okay, I want to give this to my kids, and then someone like
yeah,
me who didn't have it to say, I want to give it to my kids. You do long distance with your son.
yeah.
Like you don't get to see your son every day. What is that feeling like for you?
Honestly, it's probably one of the worst feelings ever. But what makes it harder is that I don't even get FaceTimes. I haven't seen him since September, so it's not even like I don't get to talk. I remember, and it's like I don't even have the communication, like the relationship. It's like it just cut off. So yeah, that's what makes it a little harder. But I try to stay positive. Any second I get to see him, I make it big. I make it a big event, like so he can always feel that love.
Yeah, it's like the moment you do get to spend with him, you try to make it as big and
Yeah,
memorable as possible. That
yeah.
way,
I feel like sometimes I go overboard.
yeah. But it's no such thing as going overboard when it's your kid.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna remember, oh, my dad did this for me. My dad, you feel me? My dad showed me this, or
yeah.
like they always got. Kids are known for remembering what time you spent with them and stuff like that. So I get you wanting to make the biggest moment of you getting to spend the little bit of time you do get with your kid. So the fact that you don't get to spend with him, or not even just spend time with him, but you know, get a phone call, like what measures are you taking? Like, do you go to court to try to?
Yeah. So in terms of court, um, we had settled it with a visitation agreement, and then now, like once I had my son last summer, which was part of our visitation agreement, I dropped him off. A few weeks later, I get served some papers claiming that I'm harassment, and then now she included my son saying that I'm gonna run away with my son, which is false. But it's cool. It's like I take it lightly. At the end of the day, I know in the long run I'm gonna get my son. Well, I'm gonna be able to get my son again. So I personally try to take it as light as possible. That's why I be in the Dominican Republic a lot. I just spend time with my friends, family. You know.
I can tell it makes you like it eats at you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you doing like for yourself to get to like yourself just some type of help? Like, do you talk to somebody to express how you feel? Like, is there like maybe like a therapist or just anybody that you just call and like you just release so that way you don't bottle it all up?
Yeah, 100%. So honestly, when everything first started, I had a therapist, but I didn't just go and get like a regular therapist. I went and I got one of like the best therapists in Brooklyn for anxiety. But it was an arm and a leg. Honestly, it was like $200 for an hour. So within like a month, I would be spending like anywhere from $800 to $1,000. And then I remember one of our last visits, because they kept getting shorter because he said I was getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So then he said, we basically ended up getting to like, what makes you find peace? I'm like, honestly, spending time with my family. So I'm like, he's like, yo, why don't you just go to Dominican Republic? Bro, that was the one time I spent like a month and a half over there. It was one of the most freeing experiences I ever had.
It feels like everything is just
Bro,
at ease.
At ease.
A lot of people, men for so, but just all humans in general, I feel like we don't take our mental health as serious as we should.
No, yeah, but I also feel like society plays a role into that.
Absolutely, because if you get too emotional, you're too emotional.
Yeah.
Then if you don't show emotion, you should be emotional.
Yeah.
So like that's why I try to tell everybody, like, yo, bro, let it out, bro. Like, we human at the end of the day, bro. We hurt. And it's all right to let people know when you hurt. And it's all right to let people know when you're not okay. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, those are your feelings.
Yeah.
Can't nobody justify your feelings but you. So, like, 100%. I try to tell everybody, like, just let that out, bro. Like, whatever it is you need to do or however you need to get away, like, that's something that you got to do for yourself. Because if you're not okay, then how you supposed to be able to maneuver for your kid? How you going to be okay with your life?
Yeah.
And you can't. Yeah, so I definitely think it's good to, dive in and let somebody know what's going on in your head. Because them thoughts, when they get dark, bro, they get dark.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely agree on that.
Was this always like this? Like, with your kid's mom, what triggered it? Like, when did it go bad?
Bro, I personally can't even tell you. I swear to God.
It's just like you just woke up one day and it was...
Nah, so honestly, like, it was personally never like a great relationship. Okay. Like, she knows what she did, Like, her family knows what she did. Okay. She can have like some of her friends fooled, like, but her family knows what she did. They know how it was with her, and they knew like her past. Like, I helped to raise her own daughter. So then now,
so your child's mom has another kid outside.
Yeah. Yeah, so I helped her raise her child, her daughter. Wonderful kid, honestly.
So you was already being a dad before
I was being a stepdad.
Before you even had your own biological kid.
Correct. So then, yes, I was like one of those step parents though, that she would leave me with her child all the time. Like, she went on vacation, I still with her daughter. So now that's why I find it funny now that it's with my son. She's like trying to say that I'm being malicious to it.
How are you deemed unfit to be a parent to your own kid, but you wasn't deemed unfit when she left you with her kid by yourself? I get what you're saying.
That's why, like, and the court order that she just recently filed, like, there's literally nothing that proves no type of violence or any like bad things towards my child. So,
like, how do you protect like when you do get the time with your son, right? Like, how do you protect him from knowing like actually what's going on? Like, or how do you? Because how old is your son?
Oh, I don't speak about it. I mean, he's only 3. He's turning 4 this summer. I mean, this December.
Okay, yeah. Because I know it's like, even though kids are young, bro, they might not know exactly what's going on, but they feel that. Like, the absence is something that's big. Yeah. So, and especially when like there's at a certain age, they're not gonna understand it for real. But the absence is something that they're gonna forever feel. It's felt.
That's why when mothers, do this to a father that actually wants to see their kids, they're not hurting the father. Really, they're hurting the kid. Yeah. It's no point.
Yeah, when you have a dad that wants to be involved in the kid's life and you keep the kid away from them because of your own reasons, when there's no real reason where like you're deemed unfair or like it's unsafe for your kid to be around you, I feel like it's only hurting the kid in the long run. Because I feel like every kid needs their mom and every kid needs their dad.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you have a little boy. Feel me? So like, I grew up without my dad in the house. My mom did all she can with me, right? But there's certain things that I had needed to learn as a man that I couldn't learn from my mom.
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful for that I learned from my mom, but there's certain things that I had to turn to outside and being in the street to learn because that I had to see other men do it. You feel me? And it wasn't from my pops.
Yeah.
So, and it's not because my dad just lived in another state. Like he was in California when I was in New York. But when you got a dad that wants to be there, bro, and it's only gonna hurt the kid in the long run.
So if you don't mind me asking, like, how was that experience growing up? Like, did you have like, when was the last time like you felt like you had like a good communication with your father?
I ain't speak to my pops in 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Since from today?
Well, 4 years in September. Last time I spoke to my pops was when I got married.
And is there like a specific reason, or you just said, all right?
It is what it is. Yeah, I can't, you know, I can't.
Is that pain that he endured? You just couldn't like.
Nah, it's not even. You know, you just grow up. It's not something that I can control. You feel me? Like it's out of my control at this point.
So do you also feel like, as a father and a son, do you feel is the father's part to always reach out?
Up until a certain point, when you get to a certain age, if like when y'all both adult, like when you were an adult and your dad is adult, of course, if you're not speaking because there was some type of wrongdoing or something like that, whoever's in the wrong should be the one reaching out. It's not about because you're the dad, you should be the one to reach out. Yeah. Nah, because if I'm wrong about something, forget about my pops. Let's take him out the picture. If I'm wrong about something, whether it's my family member, my friend, my wife, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna take the first initiative to reach out to apologize for my wrong. All right, cool. Let's sit down. Let's talk. All right, where did I go wrong? Where did you go wrong? And what can we do to avoid getting back to that place?
So you're big on accountability.
Yeah,
I like that.
Now, as long as you, and this is with just life in general, if you're willing to take accountability for your part in whatever that's being done, you're gonna be held to a high standard because you're willing to take accountability for your actions.
I hear that.
And that's with anything in life, not just with parenting, spouse, friendships, just you as a human. Like if you show accountability, that shows a lot to you as a person. And that's just how I look at it. So like, what's your hope? Like, what's your goals? Like, what's the hopes that you have? Like, or let's just say like for the next 5 years, like what do you want? Like, how do you want things to be like as far as with your relationship with you and your son?
I mean, so one of the things in our visitation agreement, which is a petty thing that she wanted to include, was that I can't fly with my son out of the country up until without one of my parents until he's 6 years old. So I took him to Dominican Republic, and that's why I found it kind of funny because like everybody knows how I am with my son. Like, so now I have to make my parents come just so they can sit on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's their grandson, but I'm the one taking care of my son.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's gonna be 6 soon, in 2 years, and then I'll be able to to take our family, our father-son trips, be able to just take a weekend, boom, head to like Mexico for the weekend or California, like just be able to travel with my son. I want to do like a lot of traveling. Like
see the world.
Yeah, so far he's only 3, and he's probably been to more NBA games and more MLB games than the average adult. Like like last summer we went to Dodger Stadium, we went to Dodger Stadium, Padre Stadium. We also visited Citi Field, Yankee Stadium. We visited Cincinnati Stadium, and I mean I wanted to add more to the collection this summer, but due to her court order protection thing, I can't see my son until October.
So you said the last time you seen your son was last year, September, right?
Correct.
When's the last time you spoke to him?
September.
That's the last time you actually physically even spoke to him, like on the phone or anything?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get any like picture mail or anything?
No. So in terms of pictures, it comes more from like her family and honestly some of her friends. Because they know they know that it's not fair. So whenever they get the chance, then they'll share the photo with me. And honestly, I really appreciate it. Like,
So I know you told me, you said like, he moved from New York to Florida, Florida to Ohio,
yeah,
Ohio back to Florida. Like
my son was on a world tour.
does it? I know it eats at you to like, cause like when I was younger, we moved every year, but it was in the same borough, but it was no like set, like it wasn't like a point where we sat still for over like a long period of time. Like, do it bother you for like
Yeah,
him to?
because it creates instability, you know.
Hmm.
So, and for me, if it made sense, okay. Like for example, when we were together, one of the things that I wanted to do was move us to Miami,
Hmm.
just so like just so we can start fresh. And her reasoning, I agreed with it. She said, our son is young. We're gonna need the help. Yada yada yada. Then when we actually broke up, 6 months later, she runs off to Florida without telling me. Like, I found out that her family called me like, "Oh, how's Florida?" I'm like, "What do you mean, how's Florida?"
So did she move out there like with family or?
Nah, well, she went to yeah, she moved out there to move with family, but it wasn't family like that. It was she was very close with.
Okay.
So that's why for me it was. And then the Cincinnati move, she moved from Florida to Cincinnati because she had found a new man within that time frame. It was maybe like 4 or 5 months, and ended up having another kid. So they moved to Cincinnati. So that I took her to court because it was outside of our agreement. And one, you're not telling me why and what's the it's just like a rapid move.
Hmm.
Like what we just settled on. My son is gonna live in Florida, like, and then 3 months later you saying you're moving my son to Cincinnati. Like,
Yeah, that's.
and but then I'm supposed to not feel any type of way, but like, so to me, if it made sense, okay. Like you said, it wasn't a smart choice to move to Florida because our son needed the help, or our help would be in New York. Like, her family's from New York, my family's from New York. So now what made it make sense to now just, even without me, now you have less help,
Hmm.
So the whole, I personally look at it, this whole thing is not about my son or anything. Honestly, I think it's just her hatred for whatever reason towards me.
Yeah, it's like she kind of contradicted herself with
Yeah, 100%.
saying like, "Oh, y'all needed the help to be here." Then the minute y'all separated, she kind of just left.
Hmm.
If you could like if your son could understand you right now, like what's one thing like you would want to tell your son, like?
I don't know, that I'll just always be there for him. Like, he's gonna feel it. Oh, forever, no matter how far.
Yeah, I just want you to like really
Yeah.
like, it's alright, bro, to feel exactly how you feel, bro. Like, don't ever let nobody tell you you can't feel how you feel, especially when it's about your kid, bro.
Yeah.
Like, whatever emotions you feeling, bro, let it out. Like, don't ever embody it. Don't ever lock it in, bro. Let it out. Like, express yourself. Like, even if you forget about paying a therapist, sit down and talk. If you ever just need a phone call, you need somebody to listen, bro. I'm always an ear to listen, bro. Like, one thing I always give people, bro, is an ear to listen. You might can't call me. You need me to bail you out, this, that, third. But if you need an ear to listen, bro, and you need some advice, bro, I'm the person to call, bro.
I appreciate that, bro.
I'm always open to just listening and giving a good, good talking session, bro. Like, you can ask anybody, bro. Like, they call me, we'll sit on the phone for an hour, and when they get off the phone, it feels like a weight is lifted off their chest, bro. And it does it for me too. Like,
Yeah.
when I can express myself and open up, it makes me feel better, bro. So don't let it eat you alive, bro. Like, open up, let yourself let it out, bro. Like, mental health is real, bro. Like, and we gotta take care of it, because if we don't, a lot of people hurt themselves because they don't share their thoughts and stuff like that. And I think this is actually Men's Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but I think it's
it was.
Men's Mental Health Month.
I'm pretty sure it is, to be honest.
So I'm big on that, bro. Like, your mental is a, like, if I'm not mentally stable, then I can't take care of my kids.
Yeah.
So I need to be okay to take care of my kids.
I hear that.
Like I need my wife to know that I'm okay. You feel me? We have to do it together. So let it out, bro. Do you think there's a world where you and your child's mom would be able to be cordial for your kid?
No,
No.
not from my side. It's from her side. Because I personally I remember one of our last court dates. Her like I said, she's trying to claim that I'm harassing her, even though there's no proof. That's why I'm not worried about it, because it's never gonna be proven. Because one of the things is that I was contacting her from random numbers while I had my son on vacation in California in Disneyland. Like, I have your phone number. Why would I have to call you from random numbers to, so, one of the things that they claimed was, well, her lawyer was assuming was for me to take parenting classes. Without anybody telling me, I took co-parenting classes, just so I could learn how to deal with a person that's a little bit more difficult. So, and they gave me recommendation letters. I'm good with the co-parenting.
Yeah, you taking all the steps necessarily to make ends meet on your part.
Correct.
So it's not really much you can do on your part. All you can do is just keep trying to.
So the thing that caused this whole thing, this last court thing, was me being a parent. So one of the times that I had a call FaceTime her with my son. I realized that my son called her boyfriend, daddy. So then I corrected my son literally just one time. Next time that my son got on the phone and he asked for him, I was a stepfather. It's cool, you're gonna be a part of his life, cool. But I'm not a deadbeat father for you to be,
Yeah.
So I corrected my son literally one time, bro. One time. Next time on the phone, he goes, "Oh, I'm not gonna say his name, but where's so and so?" His mom just laughs it off and goes, "Ha ha ha ha. We'll talk about that when you get home." It's just petty stuff, it's not real. It's not about my child at this point. It's about her emotions, which is not fair for my son.
Yeah.
Because when we gotta understand, the child is 3. He just picking up if you don't correct him, he's not gonna know. It's not like, oh, this is my dad. He doesn't understand that. When he was with me at that young age, he would call my friend's mom, his grandmother mom. I'll correct him. You have one mother. That's it.
And it's not like you doing it just to be malicious or something.
Yeah.
You're just really correcting it. You got one mom, one dad. Okay, yeah, let's just say, for instance, okay, just because your mom is with somebody doesn't make that your step parent. Now, if they together for a long period of time and then you become comfortable with...
If my son is older and he decides to do that on his own, all right, cool.
But
at this point, it's more I look at it in the sense of a little bit I like to say a little brainwash. It's you're keeping the child away from his father, letting him call another man dad, and acting like the dad doesn't want to be around. If I get a call, come see your son tomorrow, I'll be on a flight right now. I'll be like, yeah, bro, I'm out. I gotta take a flight.
Yeah, if it's one thing, and I don't mean to make it sound like this for your situation or anybody else's situation, but I ain't really get a lot of things right in life. But if it's one thing I'm happy I got right, it's my wife. You feel me?
Yeah. You guys have a beautiful family.
Yeah, I don't know where I would be. I don't think I would be able to be the dad I am without my wife. You feel me? Because I'm learning. I see people say, even the neighborhood that I grew up in, and my friends used to tell me, yo, bro, you making us look bad. My girl talking about why you can't be like Prince and stuff like that. But it's a two-way street. I'm able to be this guy because I have the wife that I have. You feel me? I'm able to be the dad that I am because I have the wife that I have. She doesn't make it hard for me.
Yeah,
there's situations where the women make it hard for the men. There's some men that are just anal, but there is situations like yours where it's unfortunate. You feel me? And I think that's where it's I think I just be I'm just grateful to be in the situation I am. I got it right.
Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of things right in life, but I know as far as with my wife, I got it right.
Thank God.
I just pray, bro, that it works itself out for you, bro. Cause you
Thank you.
deserve it. You
Appreciate
feel
it.
me? The ones that want to be involved and want to do right with their kids, like they deserve that. If there was something you could tell the guests right at home watching, like a dad, just like some advice, like what would you want to tell them?
Uh, Advice in terms of like parenting.
Being a dad,
I mean, I would say is just learn patience. Patience, to be honest, is because is they're just gonna keep growing. They're gonna keep changing. So something that might have mattered yesterday is not gonna matter tomorrow. Like, yeah, I would just say learn. That's the main. My personal opinion is in parenting is patience with with children.
yeah, patience. You gotta have a lot of patience to deal with your kids.
It takes a lot of patience to. Yeah,
All right, guys, that's it for this week, man. Yo, Angel, I appreciate you for coming on and sharing, man, and just letting it out and
appreciate it, bro.
expressing yourself. Until next week, guys.